Okay, YouTube, this is going to be my second YouTube video. I just posted my first one, so we'll see how this one goes. What I'm going to talk about is kind of about myself and my political views, okay? As I said in my first one, maybe I should have done this one before that, but whatever. I'm a conservative. Let me go through my views a little bit. Well, social issues are the easiest, honestly, to go through. I'm pro-life. I am against abortion in every case, including rape and incest. Reasons why. Why should you punish the unborn child for the act of the father, the rapist? I mean, the unborn child is a living human being from the moment of conception until that child is born. I refuse to call a fetus it, so you'll never hear me say that. And if you do, please put a comment down and say it, because I absolutely hate when people call unborn children it. So, okay. Incest, again, the unborn child should not be punished for the acts of its child's parents. Okay, traditional marriage. I am pro-traditional marriage. I think that marriage is one man, one woman. For you, though, think that anyone should marry whoever they want, I'll give you this bone. I don't think government should be a part of marriage business whatsoever. I think it should be completely up to the religious institution, considering marriage is truly a religious institution, not a civil one. In terms of civil unions, I really am not sure. I'm predisposed to be against civil unions between two people of the same sex or multiple partners, like polygamy. I'm predisposed to oppose that. Okay, death penalty. Not necessarily a social issue. I know it kind of sounds odd, considering I call myself pro-life, but I am for the death penalty. I think that in certain cases, when when that murderer, whomever, that person being charged, being considered for the death penalty, if the crime is grave enough, death penalty should be considered. How the death penalty should be enacted, I think the electric chair is just fine. Why should we uh, why should we give this convicted murderer, this convicted rapist, and yes, I say rapist because I believe those who rape, especially children, should be executed. But why should we give them any sort of comfort? Why did they don't deserve it? Okay, that's my view. All right, politics, government. Okay, let's see here. I think the federal government should leave to the states. What should be left to the states should go by the Constitution very strictly. If there is nothing in the Constitution that allows the federal government to act in a certain way, then that action should be left to the states and then to the people, okay, to decide. For example, this Obamacare deal, that's completely a state's issue, okay? All right, the Obamacare is unconstitutional, and I don't care what the Supreme Court says, because the Supreme Court has been, in recent years, actually 40 years or more, been an activist court. So, I mean, I'll be happy if Obamacare is struck down, but if it's not, I'm still saying it's unconstitutional. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that something like this is acceptable. Okay. And now I'm drawing a blank as to issues I can think of. Well, one is the military, war, and that sort of thing. A lot of people have been saying it's unconstitutional for the commander-in-chief to use force when not authorized by Congress. That's not true. The War Powers Act that was enacted in right after or right at the end of Vietnam. I'm not exactly sure when, but that is truly unconstitutional, because that has no No basis in the Constitution. Uh, the president is the commander-in-chief for a reason. A declaration of war, which is in the Constitution, is Congress's responsibility, but that doesn't necessarily mean the president can't use military force. For example, in the undeclared war between the United States and France in the 1790s, right after America, it became, its own free nation, free from the British, we had an undeclared naval conflict war with France because they would not respect our merchants and their rights as seamen. So, another issue. Taxation. Being a conservative, I do not think that higher taxes help anyone. It just doesn't. It doesn't help anyone. Social welfare programs, I believe that Social Security should be privatized, and I think we should revamp Medicare. One thing to say about that is that with Medicare, if it's to be reformed, if it's to be changed at all, it should apply only to those who are, I'd say, 10 or more years away from being eligible, so that those who are within 10 years of being eligible for Medicare, the program should not be changed for them at all, because they've planned their whole entire life, their whole entire working life, for Medicare being there, and Social Security for that matter, being there for them. We shouldn't change that and change their entire life plans, because I mean, they planned their entire life for Medicare and Social Security to be there for them. That's Rick Perry's view on it. If you're looking for an American politician who says the same thing. Okay, that's the end of part 1. I had to split the video in two, so part 2 is coming up very shortly.